नमस्ते। महाकविना कालिदासेन विरचितस्य रघुवंशमहाकाव्यस्य नवमे कथाभागे सर्वेषां स्वागतम्। Namaste. Welcome to the 9th episode of Raghuvamsham written by Mahakavi Kalidasa. अस्मिन् कथाभागे श्लोकसङ्ख्या 55तः श्लोकसङ्ख्या 60 पर्यन्तं पश्यामः. In this episode, we will see shloka number 56 to shloka number 60. The Sanskrit for All YouTube channel is an attempt to present wonderful Sanskrit literature, be it shlokas, kavyas, subhashitas, stories, dramas or stotras in its original form with easy to understand explanations. There will also be plenty of Sanskrit learning videos for beginners in this channel. So please subscribe, click the bell icon and you will receive some great Sanskrit content. Vidhe sayantanasyaante sadadarshataponidim anvasitamarundhatya swahayeva havirbhujam. After evening fire rituals were completed, the king saw Vasishtha, the treasure trove of penance, who was with his wife Arundhati sitting beside him, just like fire god with his wife Swaha Devi. So now King Dilip and Queen Sudakshina have been welcomed by the sages. But immediately King Dilip did not go and talk to Guru Vasishtha. What he did? Sayantanasya videhe ante sa taponidhim dadarsha. After the completion of the evening rituals, only after that, King Dilip went and visited Guru Vasishtha. Through this verse, Kalidasa is teaching us certain mannerisms. It is in the commentary, this line is mentioned. Japam homam cha kurvano nabhivadyo dvijo bhavet. That is, when a Brahmin is performing some japa or homa, one should not go and do namaskaram or talk to them. We should not give our salutations to a Brahmin who is in the process of performing a homa or japa. The reason is simple, because when they are performing a japa or homa, their attention is fully on that, and when we go and if we go and do our salutations to them during that time, the stream of attention will get diverted. So through Dilip's behavior, Kalidasa is teaching us certain mannerisms. So he visited the Taponidhi, the treasure trove of penance, Guru Vasishtha. Further description for Guru Vasishtha is Arundhatya Anvasitam, who was accompanied by his wife Arundhati. This kind of Vasishtha King Dilipa visited, and further in this verse, Kalidasa gives a beautiful upama. For Vasishtha being accompanied by his wife Arundhati, he says, like Swaha iva havirbhujam. Havirbhuja is fire, like how fire is accompanied by his wife Swaha. The etymology of this word Swaha seems to have been lost, but there is a mention of what Swaha is exactly in Brahmavaivarta Purana. It says it's a special type of ghee which, when added to the fire, makes the fire burn even more brightly. Like it's like this butter is making fire very happy. Since we keep using this word Swaha very frequently during the homa, like Agnaye Swaha, Varunaya Swaha, Rudraya Swaha. So what happened at later stages, Swaha was personified as the wife of Agni. So like how Agni is with his wife Swaha, and the presence of Swaha makes Agni more bright and more happy, like that Arundhati was with her husband Guru Vasishtha, and she made him even more bright. She was adding to his brightness, and he was very happy with her. This is a very meaningful upama. Vasishtha is being compared with Agni, that is, he had that tapogni, that fire of penance, and Arundhati is being compared with Swaha. Swaha is like the nourisher. She is the nourisher. She takes care of other things in the ashram. The nourishing part she takes care. So it's a very meaningful, beautiful upama.
तयोर्जगृहतुः पादान् राजा राज्ञी च मागधी तौ गुरुर्गुरुपत्नी च प्रीत्या प्रतिननन्दतुः. The king and the queen, who was from Magadha, touched their, that is Vasishtha and Arundhati's feet, and the Guru and his wife blessed them lovingly.
So now he has come to visit Guru Vasishtha. King Dilipa has come. When we visit such a great person, especially spiritual person, what do we first do? We fall to their feet. That is what King Dilip and Queen Sudakshina also did. Raja Magadhi Ragnicha. Since Queen Sudakshina is from the Magadha kingdom, the poet is addressing her as Magadhi Ragni. Tayoho Padan Jagruhatuhu. They held the feet of those two. Those two means Guru Vasishtha and his wife Arundhati. Tau Guruhu Guru Patni cha. The two of them, the Guru and the Guru Patni, Preetya, lovingly, Pratinanandatuhu. They blessed them very lovingly.
तमातिथ्य क्रिया शांत रथ क्षोभ परिश्रमं पप्रच्छ कुशलं राज्ये राज्याश्रम मुनिं मुनिः. The sage asked him, the saint-like king of the hermitage-like kingdom, who was relieved from the tiredness of his travel by the hospitality of the hermitage, about the well-being of the kingdom.
King Dilip and Queen Sudakshina have taken the blessings of Maharshi Vasishtha and Arundhati. Then this verse tells Maharshi Vasishtha asked King Dilipa about the well-being of his kingdom. But Kalidasa is a poet. He cannot just put Munihi Dilipam Rajye Kushalam Papracha. That will not be good. But what he says, for Dilip, for the king, the adjective given is Atithya Kriya Shanta Ratha Kshobha Parishramam. That means one whose tiredness because of his travel by the chariot was pacified. The tiredness was pacified by the hospitality. Atithya Kriyaya Shantaha. Kaha Shantaha? Rathakshobha Parishramah Atithya Kriyaya Shantaha Yasya Saha Dilipaha. And another adjective for King Dilipa is very beautiful. The second line says Kushalam, Papracha Kushalam Rajye Rajyashrama Munim Munihi. You can see Rajya and Munim Munihi. It's coming like that. So Rajyashrama Munihi is the adjective that the poet is giving for King Dilipa. That is, for King Dilipa, his kingdom itself was like an ashram, and he was the sage in the ashram, which means to say that King Dilip performed his duties so sincerely that ruling itself was like a tapas for him. So indirectly the poet says that we need not be a rishi and live in the forest to do tapas. Be doing our work as sincerely as like King Dilipa. That itself will make us like a muni. So he is addressing Dilip as Rajyashrama Muni. Very beautiful.
अथाथर्वनिधेस्तस्य विजितातिपुरः पुरः अर्थ्यामर्थपतिर्वाचमाददे वदतां वरः. Then in front of the repository of Atharva Veda, Guru Vasishtha, the king of riches, the conqueror of the cities of enemies and the foremost among eloquent men, King Dilip, started his speech which was full of
Then Atharva Nidhehe Puraha Vijitati Puraha. So beautifully Kalidasa has written. Atharva Nidhehe Puraha means in front of the Atharva Nidhi. Atharva Nidhi is Guru Vasishtha. Atharva Nidhi means treasure trove of Atharva Veda. Maharshi Vasishtha is considered to be an expert in Atharva Veda, and also it is said that he got many mantras of Atharva Veda and he passed it on to us. Because for Vedas we don't say, Vedas are Apaurushaya, it's not written by anyone, not even by the rishis. They just receive the mantras in deep states of meditation and pass it on to us. So Maharshi Vasishtha was such a great sage that he received many mantras of Atharva Veda and he passed it on to us. That is why he is called Atharva Nidhi. So Atharva Nidhehe Puraha, in front of the Atharva Nidhi, Vijitati Puraha. Vijitati Puraha refers to King Dilipa. That is one who conquered the cities of his enemies. Enemy is Arihi. So one who conquered this, Puraha is the city. One who conquered the cities of his enemies is a Vijitati Puraha. And not just that, for King Dilipa, he says Arthapatihi. And again it's so beautiful. Atharva Nidhihi and King Dilip is Arthapatihi. Arthapatihi is the Lord of wealth, riches. Arthapatihi. And another adjective for King Dilip is Vadatam Varaha. One who is the best among eloquent men. He is Vadatam Varaha. So what did this kind of Dilip do in front of the treasure trove of Atharva Nidhi, that is Maharshi Vasishtha? Arthyam Vacham Adade. He started speaking words which were very meaningful. Not just some casual talk, but his words had lot of weight.
Upapannam nanu shivam saptasvangeshu yasya me daivi namanushinam cha pratikarta tvamapadam. Indeed, everything is good and auspicious in all the 7 elements of my kingdom, since you are the averter of all the calamities caused by God or by humans.
In the previous verse, Maharshi Vasishtha asks King Dilipa, how is the well-being of your Rajyam, kingdom? Rajyam consists of 7 elements. So that is why King Dilipa answers, Saptasu Angeshu Shivam Upapannam. Shivam means Mangalam, auspicious. So Me is Mama, my. Instead of Rajam he says 7 elements. Me Saptasu Angeshu Shivam Upapannam. Now what are these 7 elements? We will look at them.
The 7 elements of a Rajyam are the Swami, the sovereign, Amatyaha, ministers, Suhrit, allies, Koshaha, treasury, Rashtram, the kingdom, Durgaha, fort, and Balam, army.
And further, King Dilip also gives the reason why everything is going on well in his kingdom, and he attributes the credit to Maharshi Vasishtha. He says, Daivinam Manushinam Apadam Pratikarta Tvam Nanu. You are there to avert all the calamities caused by God, that is by nature, or by human beings. So that is why everything is well in my kingdom.
If you enjoyed this content and you like Raghuvamsham, please do subscribe to Sanskrit for All, and also don't forget to hit the bell icon. Also, if you like this video, please like and share this video. If you are interested in learning this beautiful language, Sanskrit, then please visit www.tattvam.org to find out more details about my Sanskrit classes.